And welcome back to Rock and Rattle Retreat. This is where we're building up. Alright, build up started when the footers were poured, and this is when they were poured. Stop digging in the ground and start going up. Well, supposedly. There's a little bit of digging, not much. So this is where we left off last time. We got the house delivered. No, it's not a mobile home. It's not a pre-manufactured home. It SIPs. So there's panels down there that they're going to put up and make into a house. There's the first floor decking, and all those black pieces of plastic were panels. And one last thing that they delivered finally. This was like one failed delivery because the bridge overflowed or flooded, and rescheduling because it's wet, you got hard clay, it might slip, yada yada yada. They made me sign a waiver at the bottom of the hill, which I claimed to the driver, I'm signing this under duress because if I don't sign it, I'm not going to get it delivered. Which means it's not really legal. So this is how they deliver roof trusses. Now these go on the garages. There's 2 garages if you haven't figured it out. Or if you're new here, we are building an off-grid house because it's too expensive to run power lines all the way up here. The closest one is about 2 miles away. So we'll be going over all the stuff. We're documenting the whole build. This is the roof trusses for the garages. There's 2 garages. The bigger one on this side is the main garage for the cars, and the one on the other side from here behind me, I'm standing here, behind me, on the other side of the house is the toy garage.
Never seen them on the road truss?
So they just dump them off. And right now we're living in a little shed with a nice log fireplace. And right after they delivered those things that night, or the next morning I should say early, we had sleet come down. It just rattled on the shed. So I'm out here blowing it off. Luckily it blows off. And now the rim boards, or rim band, or whatever you want to call it, we're removing because it sticks out just a little bit beyond what the panels are going to stick out on. So either have a bump or something else. So we decided to just rip them off and figure it out. And we did figure it out. So they wanted to start in this corner, and look at that little snow. And we said, go right ahead. If you start in the corner, we'll stop. They go, no, we can start back here. So they're going to start in the back. And there we go. The first panel is up. And then a little support. And then the next panel, well, almost. They have to build the next panel, kind of, because it has a window in it. There we go. And this is how you put one of those panels up. See, they got a window in this one. We have a window in this one. So there's a panel above it, a panel below it, and there's 2x8s in the middle that everything hooks to. And just a little persuasion, which it's not enough persuasion here. Oh. He's beating my poor walls to death. And they get out a ratchet strap and pop a few holes in the wall and ratchet it together. That's the back of the bedroom wall. And then that's the closet wall, and then there's the bathroom wall, and then the mudroom wall. And then we're going to start the front of the bedroom. Look at that. That's the sliding glass door off the bedroom. There'll be a deck off there. And then the wall of the great room. Wall after wall. And then part of the front wall. Meanwhile, we're down in the basement. 2-inch foam. Cutting and popping. So this is what we do. We measure it because we know what size it is up there. Measure one on one side and one on the other side. And then get a nice straight line with the chalk. Come on. Got to grab it right so it doesn't swirl in your hand. There we go. And then put a chalk line down here. Boom. Bada boom. Alright. And then take a utility knife. Preferably a sharp one. And then we score the foam. I almost cut it halfway in half there. And then we get a nice straight edge down there off a 2x6. And come on. Pop it off. There we go. So, then we got a couple of those. This is what we do next. The wife's up measuring little spots to put it in. Shouts down to me what they are. I go down with a straight edge, square basically. Mark it with a pencil. That utility knife comes in handy. Cut it. And 2-inch foam you can't cut all the way through with this thing. So, cut it deep as I can. And then pop. And then we take that piece of foam and the camera and then hand it to her. And she pushes it into the hole. Now, measures the next one. Now, she already measured that one. She's going to measure the next one. Call down to me and say that's what it is. And then while I'm cutting that one, hand it up to her. I go back down and she's putting that one in and I'll go cut the next one. So I'm on a nice snug fit. We will come back later and caulk the inside around that entire edge. Now the siding goes on the outside of that, so it'll be all covered up eventually. So this is what we got done. So we got some walls up now. Not enough of them, but we got some walls up. There we go. And then it snows. It snowed. We got a blanket of snow on everything. Makes it look much different up there. All that snow on our decking. Yeah, now we gotta remove it because I want a dry decking. Get the cars out of there. She had done some of it already the previous day when I plowed the road. Wait for that one to come up. So we got the jet sled out. because don't want to take a shovel full each time and find an area to dump it. So we filled up the jet sled and dragged it over and dumped it. Fill it up, drag it over, dump it. It's better than walking all the way over to the edge and dumping one shovel at a time. Because that was a lot of snow. And here's a real-time version of us using the jet sled. There had to be some, well, it melted a little bit and refroze, so it's not as easy to get up and off the deck. But it is coming off pretty easy, comparably. It's not actually ice on the deck. So we still got to clear all this stuff off, plus those piles of panels there on the right. We'll get that all cleared off too. It's because that's going to drip water anyhow, so get it all off so it'll dry quicker. Get the jet sled full, and then I drag it over the edge. Otherwise you'd have to take each shovel full and drag it over to the edge and dump a shovelful. Come back, get another one, drag it to the edge. This way we drag a whole bunch of shovelfuls at the same time and dump them. Woo! That's a lot of snow. Should have brought the snowblower up. May have to do that yet. I don't know how much more snow we're going to get before we get a roof on this thing. So the panel people did not come back. This is Saturday, Sunday. Did not come back on Monday. They were going to another job for a day. Look at that. The windowsill captured snow and water and iced over, and now has a lattice of ice on top of the snow, or over the snow. Gotta go. Okay, you can tell that the road has now been plowed. And we come up and we take a look here, and you can see the deck. It's still a bit damp, but at least it's drying. The bad thing is, in a couple days, it basically snowed again. Got an 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and a lot of rain on top of it, so it's nice slushy snow. Had to take that off also. Didn't use a jet sled, and it iced over underneath in the basement. Nice little icicles coming down because there was a lot of rain going through that snow. This will be not the last time, but soon we won't be able to do this because we hopefully will have a roof on it. So subscribe, it's free. Comment, and thanks for watching, and give us a thumbs up if you liked it. We'll catch you later.